All right. Is everyone here? Ants!
Yes, sir!
Roaches!
Yeah, what of it?
Rodents!
Let's get this cheese!
All right, come on, everyone, settle down, please. Look, we all know why we're here. We'll be eating like queens when we're through with this. That pantry's finally ours. Nobody can stop us now. Charge! No, there's no way. It can't be. It's Old Colony! Old Colony Pest Control. Veteran-owned Massachusetts, Rhode Island-based operation with everything you could dream of for your pest needs. Equipped with top-of-the-line gear to guarantee your home is protected and staying healthy. Phone number is 774-400-5993. Give them a call for the backup you need. Tell them that General Red Revere sent you. They handle anything from ants, roaches, ticks, mosquitoes, rats, and more.
No wildlife or termites at this time.
Hey, watch it, buddy. We're marching.
Phenom Radio is the home of the hottest indie music. Tune into the Phenom Radio Top 20 Countdown, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
A razor sharp pencil, rate your paws pencil, when the sun...
Reunion about to crack. We got the whole crew back.
Really, bitch? A cabin in the woods?
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment.
You still a slave to the white man?
Y'all gonna start calling my wife the white man, all right?
Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hands up that you shoot with. Count your loot with.
But we do on Juneteenth.
Oh, hell no.
Where are you going?
Look for the fuse box.
What kind of house is this? No, thank you.
The blackening?
Whoa! Jim Crow Monopoly.
Shit probably runs on racism.
Pick a card and save Morgan.
What do you mean, save Morgan?
Refuse to play, and she dies.
I think we have to play the game. In your predicament, the black character is always the first to die. I will spare your lives if you sacrifice the person you deem the blackest.
The blackest?
Nobody should judge anybody in here, bro.
You have 2 minutes to decide.
Shanika, she say nigga the most.
Nigga.
See?
Wait.
Y'all can't pick me. I'm gay.
Oh, Clifton. Yeah.
I can prove I'm not the blackest.
Prove it.
I've never seen Friday. I voted for Trump.
What?
Twice.
Big money, playboy, your time's up.
We need a plan.
I'm saying, don't you dare.
Don't say this dumb shit.
We have to split up.
Your time has run out. It's time to die.
There's a crazy person out here hunting us. You got Rosa Parks on your shirt, right? Would she be sitting down right now?
I mean, that's exactly what she did.
You can shut up. Made you look.
Why black women gotta save everyone all the damn time?
Made you look.
Yo, stop playing.
I got a gun.
Damn. That's too DMX. What are you doing?
A better job, a better home, a better life. Who hasn't wished for these things, worked for them, and sought a place where they had a better chance of becoming real? For generations, Brockton has welcomed those seeking something better. From those who came in search of opportunity to today's multicultural population that makes us the most diverse community in all of New England. Brockton is a place where homes are more affordable, communities closer. Where a strong and talented workforce fuels the success of businesses big and small. And the vision of a more diverse and equitable America is being realized every day. It's where ideas take root, businesses grow, communities thrive, new beginnings unfold, and the promise of a better life is kept. Brockton, Massachusetts, where better begins.
Time to grow up. You got a problem with your self-esteem and ego. Oh, here we go again. It's time to grow up now.
Yeah. Can I talk to you for a second?
This is Motion with Fringe.
Yeah, you see me. Bring it, come get me. Ass fat, but the waist on slimming.
Quisiera estar contigo y recordar de nuevo todo lo que hicimos, cuánto nos queremos.
Do the damn thing, cause I do the damn thing, so I guess the damn thing is getting done. I ain't popping champagne, this ain't a campaign, I ain't running, no, actually you should run. No comparing, clearly you can't hang, such a damn shame, man, you ain't never won. Life ain't a fair game, I'm just an airplane flying through, maybe you should see if you can get you one.
We're out of time. Don't say goodbye.
She was set to come home in 3 weeks. Sent pictures of her bags packed and waiting.
I talked to her that night, and you're not going to tell me that she was anything but happy and ready to come home.
From this video to her husband dancing to their wedding song.
Can't make sense of it. It's a nightmare. Every day I wake up, it's a nightmare.
These are military police officers. They knew better. We need a congressional investigation into this, and we also need the FBI to look into this matter immediately, because what we have is the military trying to police itself.
We are coming for justice. Know that. We are coming for justice, and we are Denisha Montgomery Smith.
This is Black C representing Green Light Music Group. You're now listening to The Booth on Hoobazoo.com. Get with it with my homie Sinister. Get green!
It's caught in the crossfire.
Should I get rid of the NS flexing?
Nobody knows what waits for the dead. Nobody knows what waits for the dead.
Ennis flexin'? Did he say that? They're never letting him out of that lease. Every single inch of that thing is customized. Spoiler, brake calipers, engine covers. I begged him not to get it. Begged him.
Hold on, wait. She said she begged me?
Woo! Better buy this right now. I swear to God, if you don't buy this, I will go somebody with this exact same car. Do not test me. Woo! Oh, buy this. My mother.
I'm sorry.
Woo!
That's how I felt.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
This is blasphemy. This is madness. This is the Booth.
All right, it's your boy Sinister One broadcasting live from the City of Champions. You guys are hanging out. You're watching the booth. It is 3/21, March 21st. And I booked some of these guests way back because I knew it was going to go by fast. I booked my first guest, as you can see on here, a while back. He's on with me. But first of all, I got to thank my guests from last week. My guest from last week was a Booth Alum Jason Hemmens, recording artist Jason Hemmens. He's a saxophone player. He's a vocalist. A lot of people were in that chat last week. Music Man, Viana Marie, BBM. Everybody was in there. They were able to link up, follow him, you know, because it's hard to come by a saxophone player. You know, you really got to look. So my artist will tell you about that. You know, it's always good to link up and make that link with somebody. But I got to thank Jason for coming on the show. Tonight, my guest, TroyCityTroy, on with me up in the upper left-hand corner. He's going to be on to talk about his music. He's going to be on to talk about his school. He's going to be talking about this new video he just dropped about 11 days ago. But before we get into this show and get into my interview, let me get into my sponsors. Michael Douglas Barreto, MDB Electronics. I'm a huge gamer. We got some big gaming stories and trailers coming up, but Michael Douglas Barreto is the guy. If my controller shifts or fades, or my dog eats the knob, I send it out to him. 24, 48 hours, I'm back to gaming. If you pay $25, $29, depending on a certain controller that you have, you send it out to him. It's a lifetime warranty. So if you break your controller again in game rage during Call of Duty, guess what? You send it back out to him and you get it fixed. If it's something he needs to buy parts for or something, you're going to pay for it. But most of the stuff that I've had happen, I get it back. It's been no charge because I pay for that lifetime warranty. Available now, Viana Marie. It's personal everywhere. Check it out. Streaming all over the place. Also, tactical target systems. When you see me going down to the different ranges, I got my tactical targets, my zombie targets. Also, ilovebostonsports.com. Guys are in the chat. You have a chance to win the t-shirt. Also, Viana Marie did a photo session with Kimberly Ann at Women Empowerment Photography. That's Viana Marie featured there in the ad. Check it out, ladies. If you want to get a boost to your encouragement, empowerment, to just have yourself a day and take photos that you never thought you would take, Kimberly Ann Photography. That's where you want to go. All right, before we get into the news booth, my first guest is here. I'll let him introduce himself while he's on here, and we're going to let him introduce his video before the break because he's going to hang out with me tonight and talk some topics with me and chop it up. But Troy, introduce yourself, let them know who you are and what you're doing on this show tonight.
How's it going? My name's Troy. I go by TroyCityTroy. Firstly, I want to thank Keith and Sinister One. You know, both of them combined together, 2 personalities in one man, get a lot of stuff done. Appreciate it a lot. It's a great opportunity to be here, man, for real. I appreciate it. You know, I'm an artist out of Fall River. You know, I've been doing music, like pushing for like 2 years, but I've been writing since I was like 11. A lot of poetry, that kind of stuff. I'm like into like alternative hip hop, that kind of stuff, like Juice WRLD, as you would hear, like the Kid Leroy, but getting into some new age stuff where it's like, I don't know how you would put it, like yeet. I don't know. It's like something like that. But I run a recording studio out in New Bedford, Massachusetts. I'm an audio engineer here, so we have like a really cool like program that we could probably get into later on in the interview. I'm sure it'll come up again. But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on here for real.
And I'm just going to say this. Troy is the first person, the first guest I've come on my show, and he got a sound on point.
I appreciate that.
You got your sound. I'm sitting there listening to him. I'm like, yo. He had me a little bit nervous. He was running close to time. But I know he does the show. And he come in, and he got his video on point. He's got his little sound room. He's in this, and the sound is I'm like, yo.
I'm in the booth on the booth.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Literally.
You're the first one to do that, son. You're the first one to be in the booth on the booth. That's a first right there.
Hell yeah.
I'm real happy for that one.
Appreciate that, man.
So talking about the things that you've been doing, I've seen you because you were involved with an event that Music Man and these guys out here were running out in the Attleboro area. We saw you performing out in Attleboro. I think that's where I first saw you. Was the first time.
You have a good memory. You have a really good memory.
Yeah.
That's like, that was my first performance. My very, very first performance was at that spot in Attleboro, for real.
Yeah. And I was blown away because when you came out, you know, for people who are watching and they see Troy, he definitely delivers what you're not going to expect. You look at Troy, really. You see him, and you're like, okay, what's this kid going to do? You know, you think he's coming back to talk about, you know, spring break or something like that, you know, and drinking Mai Tais or something, some foolishness. You think he's going to come with foolishness and funny stuff. And this kid comes and he drops the hammer. He delivers. And I was like, oh, okay. He's coming like this.
I appreciate it, man.
He's coming like this. And you know, you reach out and you do things with the community too. And you know, you got this thing that we're going to talk about before we get into dropping the song to help out, you know, kids. And what I love is, you know, you're helping out kids to make sure they give you that report card. You don't get nothing. You don't get nothing for. You don't get something for nothing.
That's
you know?
right, man.
And I love that.
Like the report card is like, I'm sure we'll talk about it later on, but yeah, there's something else that like it'll go and coupled with that makes it like, it's not only for kids that are in school, it's kids that are like can't go to school, like are in programs, stuff like that. Give me proof of that, proof of you're in a program or something that's regimented that you're going to every day, and you get like, you know, we'll get into that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy.
Nice. Now this studio thing that you've been doing, it's kind of popped off. You've had a lot of people roll through there. You drop a lot of videos with other people in this area, in this South Shore area. You've done a lot of shows with BBM. DJ Bobby Boom has his open mic nights. I've seen you through there at the VFW. Absolutely. In the front and the back of the VFW. I've seen you out there at their old spot. I believe I saw you at their old spot too, way back.
It was. You talking about Duval?
Yeah.
I was a kid. I was like, I'm 24. I'm 20. I was a baby. I was a baby when that was happening, for real. Like, all those guys, they're like my OGs, for real.
Nice. Now you want to give people some shout outs real quick before we get into this interview?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, get your shout outs in.
I'm gonna get my shout outs in. First of all, shout out to my loving fiance Kayla. We're getting married in 2 months.
Oh,
it's getting crazy. Yeah, appreciate that. I wouldn't have anything and anything at all if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't have nothing. So I really want to shout out her. She goes by Cash Money Marley. She does her gaming streaming setup and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, bro. I want to shout out to everybody that's with me with this artistry shit. Talk of the Town, fucking Gorilla Smooth. Let's see, GGF Family. There's so many people. BBM, Bobby Boom. Like there's so many people, bro. Like Kenny Snippy, bro. Like fucking. Marcus KO, there's so many people, like, I don't know, like, there's so many people that are behind me that are pushing me daily that I can't even, like, tell you, like, all the list of people, like, for real, like, I don't know, man. Like, shout out everybody, really. Shout out Fall River, shout out fucking New Bedford, shout out everybody, for real.
Love it, love it, love it. This man said he's getting married in 2 months, and trust me, I know what the stress level is like when you're 2 months.
Man.
When you're 2 months out, and let me tell you something. I don't want to get you nervous, but I had got married, and I'm gonna give you a story that's gonna stick with you now. You're probably gonna hate Sinister One. So for me, I was getting married, and we had everything. For me, I'm a guy that gets everything done early. I get everything done way ahead of time.
Same here, man. Right
here.
So,
I didn't mess around. I had all my groomsmen picked. I had my best man picked. We went and got our suits 5 months. I think I want to say 4 or 5 months ahead of time. We went and had our tuxedos ready, set, go. Nothing to worry about. The only one we had to worry about was my ring bearer, which was going to be my stepson, because he was 4, but I knew by the time the wedding was going to hit, he would have been about 5, and he would have had a serious growth spurt. So we knew we would have to go back in. Everything on point. Went back in halfway through, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
The day of the wedding, and I gotta bless my son Terrell. My son Terrell is on point.
Shout out Terrell.
My son Terrell, we go to the tux place, grab all the tuxedos for everybody. We get ready to head to the car, get ready to get in the car, get ready to get on the highway. My son counts up the tuxedos. Dad, you're missing one.
No. Whose tux was it, bro?
It didn't matter. We turned around. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. We had to turn right around, bro.
Had to go right back. Yeah, had to go right back. The girl was like, the girl was all apologetic. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put this one in. Blah, 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 blah.
What a heart attack, man.
Oh, clutch move by my son. Clutch move.
For real. Like, how far were you out before you realized?
We hadn't gotten on the highway yet. So we were at Westgate Mall. So just a little bit of things, you got, and this is why you have those dudes in your crew. That's why, because those are the dudes that are going to be there for you when you're not thinking about it, and that's what happens. So
that's what happens, man.
I don't want to scare you, but that's the type of stuff.
I gotta make sure I got all my tuxes the day I pick them up. Make sure I got that number.
Make sure. So, how'd you get into this music thing? How did you come into this? You said you've been writing since you was 11, but when did that switch click and you realize, oh man, I want to do this seriously?
So there was a couple times in my life where I actually like went ahead and actually like pursued it like for real. Once in high school, but how high school is, people click up, you know what it is, and it ends up falling through. It wasn't until recently where like I said, my fiance, she like really pushed me to do it, and I started doing it, but I was kind of paying like engineers like a good amount of money for it. So I was like, like I'm just gonna learn it myself. And from there on then it's like, I started the studio, and I had people come through, and I recorded my own stuff, bro, and it was like, this is actually pretty fire. I'm gonna do this like for real. And then it just really took off from there, from a spare bedroom in Fall River to a big space in New Bedford. You feel me? So it's different.
There you go, and that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And for you, you have your genre of music to work with that you do. When you're in the studio and doing what you do now, do you find something that you like to do that challenges you, that's outside your genre?
So right now, I'm actually working with a reggaeton artist by the name of Tiburon. He does a lot of like he's with new age reggaeton, kind of like the fusion, and he does cumbia, and he also does merengue. But recently he just came in the studio. It's totally left field. Like I've never touched like reggaeton or any type of Spanish music like that before. Like I love the sound, I love it, but I just never really messed with it myself. So when he comes through, like it's like, what am I really walking into, right? yo, this guy spits like I don't even know, man. Like this dude, it's like he belongs on the radio type of thing. You know what I mean? Like his voice that cuts through it's like his cadence and how he like projects his voice through his culture. You know what I mean? It just sounds like something that I've never heard before, and it's something that interests me. So this step that I've taken, like, you know, we're working on a more regular basis now. So now, like, I'm probably gonna have a built-up catalog of mixes that I've done for reggaeton and any kind of Latin music, really.
And that's good because it expands your, you know, your whole objective and what you're putting out there for people and what you can add to that resume. So that's, you know, that's good that you're getting something outside the genre that you're usually in, because that's what kind of, I feel like sometimes what happens with people in the music industry, they get complacent. You know, they get complacent with what they do, and you know, it kind of makes them lazy after a while. You know, and Viana has always said it best. It's always, you know, time to kind of work outside that box and get outside that comfort zone. You know,
I have a lot of respect for Viana. I have a lot of respect for her. Like I remember she came through for like there was a local culture and Dougie TV podcast, and it was like the first surreal moment for me that I saw like everything how it was supposed to like be working, like the artistry in the local area, how it's supposed to be going with networking in that realm. And like I have huge respect for her because she said something like, you know, if she said something like you're really not gonna have any movement if you're just stagnant. You know what I mean? You really have to peer into other perspectives to really go forward and not only upgrade your arsenal of artistry, but as a person in general, like for real.
And you've done that by getting your own studio because you've added to your weaponry. To be honest, in this battle, you know, you now aren't and like I've told a lot of people, like right now, you know, we do a lot of our stuff on DistroKid, our distribution, and DistroKid just really, again, in the last 4 months, if you're an artist and you're starting out and you don't know what to do, there's a ton of information out there, but there are some things right now that people can learn and benefit. So like if you're on DistroKid and you've got distribution, DistroKid just added e-mastering. On top of adding e-mastering, they're also putting your music and music videos out on all of the major video websites like Vivo, iTunes videos for an extra for $99 a year. So if you're paying $30 a year for an artist account on DistroKid where you distribute your music, add the $99 a year, all of your music videos, unlimited, are put up on DistroKid, and DistroKid puts them on all of the major video websites. But then when I signed in the other day, they now have their own version of e-mastering, which means if you produce a raw track in your home studio, but you don't know how to master, you know, it's back to where you can say, okay, let me put this in the e-mastering and you get this figured out. You know, and it kind of makes a lot of other people, you know, it was just, you know how it is. You said it yourself. You wanted to start your own thing because you go to a master and it's kind of like you got to take their word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. You know, and I got no problems with that. Business is business, right?
Exactly, exactly.
If you're passionate about it, it's in another lane. It's definitely in another lane.
So it's good to know. So again, if you had to work, you've got this thing what you did with him. Now, if you had a chance to make a track with somebody outside your genre, if you had a chance, somebody said you're gonna make if somebody said to you, you're gonna be blessed with a hit record, but the hit record has to be with somebody outside your genre in order for it to pop. Who would that person be and what genre would you pick?
Oh man, you put me on a spot here, man. I wasn't expecting this. Outside my genre. Damn, hold up. I'm not trying to take too much time either. Oh man. Crap. I mean, like, honestly, like I would outside my genre, like I'm a loud like singer in general, so I would definitely say like rock, anything like that. Like Led Zeppelin or maybe Pink Floyd or maybe Scorpion, White Snake even. I'm trying to think of all those Aerosmith, those loud type of people, like AC/DC, like I would work with any which one of them, but mainly like probably my top is Led Zeppelin, for real.
That would be, that'd be. And look, Post Malone just did it with Ozzy last year.
Seriously.
Post Malone and Ozzy Osbourne did it.
Come on, that track was so fire, dude. It was so fire.
And again, that's one of the ones that when you first heard about it, people were saying, "Oh, Post Malone and Ozzy," and you were like, but then it came out, and you was like, "Oh,
crazy."
Okay. So before we get into you introducing this video and stuff, I want you again let people know how they can follow you. Tell them how to peep your social media, where they can catch you at.
I appreciate that, man. You can find me at TroyCityTroy on all platforms. You can also follow me on Troy City Music Studio. That's on Facebook and Instagram. We have our website, TroyCityMusicStudio.com. You can book your own time there if you'd like. You know, before I get into this video, if it's okay, I'd like to plug our school program.
Yes, definitely plug that. Yep.
So we have a school program here at Troy City Music Studio where your child, obviously with your permission, between the ages of 12 and 18, if they're in like school, if they get a report card, if they're in like a program like Youth Build or any type of other, you know, extracurricular type of program, all they got to give us is like a proof of that and like your signed permission if you're okay with it, and they get a free song, one song, mix and master, totally on us. We just want to see kids in school and like be healthy with their time, for real.
Nice. I like that. So what we're going to do here, I've got this video that you just dropped called Ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about it before you introduce it.
So this song, I did this, like, believe it or not, like in my spare bedroom, in my apartment, like a year and a half ago. And, you know, the way that it came out, it was rough at first. And like, I got a lot of good feedback on it. Like, hey, you should really put this on all platforms, And I just didn't really have the resources for it. You know, how I'm coming with the song is like, it's basically like a party song for real. Like, you know, you're out, you know, you'll hear it in the lyrics. Like you're chilling, and you know what I mean? Like you're having a good time. And it's just basically about like self-confidence. You really like, I wasn't really a confident person when I was like growing up as a kid, but like as an adult, seeing all my homies around me, all the people that are pushing me, like it's definitely like zealous for real.
Nice. So we've got some people in the chat. Vienna Marie is actually watching. She's in the chat. Kelsey, she's in the chat. Kelsey Canfield, what's going on? Hello, room. I'm going to have to type that in the chat right now. Hello, room. And let everybody know. So you guys are following my man Troy City Troy out here. And man, introduce this video, bring it in nicely so we can show it to everybody.
All right, awesome, man. I'm gonna have it pulled up.
Oh no, I got it. I already have it.
I already
got it. Yo, bro.
Okay. I don't know.
Nah, man. On this show, I already like I said, I preload everything. Everything's in my system, in my OBS. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you ready? Where are you? Bro? Okay. Oh, crap. Oh, damn.
No, I got the video. All I got to do is hotkey it, and it's gonna play. I just need you to bring that energy and introduce this video to people so they can see it.
Like you were to do like a little intro type thing, like
whatever you want to say. Pump it up. Tell them what they're getting ready to watch.
Okay, it's Ruthless official music video. It's out on all platforms. Y'all gonna have a great time. Peep this, show it to your friends, and you know, just have fun.
And I actually just got this video. It was released like 11 days ago, so it's unedited. Just give me a heads up because I don't want people complaining in the chat. So you know the language. So here we go. Ruthless.
Here we go.
Shout out Not a Films, nigga, everywhere.
This energy finna give me a heart attack. Living in Beverly with a bitch that's bad. Sipping some Hennessy, rolling up that pack. Got my gang rolling with me and they all ruthless. Yeah, my crew, they all bred ruthless. Cool wrist, iced out, I'm pulling out blue strips. Clueless, yeah, these fuckers acting all stupid. Stay in a right lane, move it, I'm zooming. Move it, I'm zooming. Burning out, cruising. Feeling burned out from the drugs that I'm using. Sleep on me now, fuck it, y'all can stay snoozing. Sneak on me now, fuck it, I'ma start shooting. This some Troy City Troy on point with that contact. I'ma make it big, blowing up with no contract. Super gremlin Kojak, just another street rat. Street smart, beat scarred, never gonna look back. and I'ma make it all on my own. Don't bother hitting my phone. No handouts, nothing, I'm cold. This energy finna give me a heart attack. Living in Beverly with a bitch that's bad. Sipping some Hennessy, rolling up that pack. Got my gang rolling with me and they all ruthless. Yeah, my crew, they all bred ruthless. Cool wrists, iced out, I'm pulling out blue strips. Clueless, yeah, these fuckers acting all stupid. Stay in the right lane, moving, I'm zooming.
All right, we're back here in the booth broadcasting live. That was TroyCityTroy, Ruthless. And he's going to hang out with us. He's going to hang out with us. And that, you know, it's funny, too. A lot of new videos and a lot of new music that's coming out. And you don't get your usual 3, 4, 5-minute songs anymore. Everybody, everybody now. And I blame TikTok because I'm a DJ.
I blame TikTok too. I'm in the same boat. I blame TikTok. Yeah,
I
like
blame
that,
TikTok for this bullshit right now in the music industry because I'm a DJ. Okay, it was already hard enough to get hired and go to an event and have to DJ and mix the music up. If you got hired for a 4-hour event, you got to have a lot of music to fill that 4 hours. But because of TikTok, and TikTok has ruined people's attention spans to the point where people only want to hear people only want to hear one verse and the hook twice and get out.
That's it. That's literally what Ruthless is. It's 2 hooks in 1 verse. That's literally it. That's pretty much it.
And that's where we're at, people, because that's what TikTok has created. And eventually maybe things will change someday, but right now
it's like this.
In and out. That's what it's all about. In and out, and that's it. And it's crazy. It is crazy because now when I DJ an event, I gotta.
It's like, damn.
You know, weddings are nice because weddings everybody wants. You know, it's dinner. You play dinner music. You got to go and rock the crowd. If you got to go and rock the crowd for 2 hours, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you're gonna have like 20 songs for real.
You know, I'm actually, and it's funny you said Led Zeppelin. I'm actually let this man know about this right now. So everybody knows me. I have these crazy mashups that I do. I'm actually working on a mashup right now that only a couple of people have heard. It's called Bring the Immigrant. Bring the Immigrant, which is Led Zeppelin's Immigrant song mashed up with Bring the Ruckus with Wu-Tang.
Oh, damn. That's gonna be crazy. No, that's gonna be crazy.
So it starts off with Shaolin shadowboxing.
Yeah.
And the Wu-Tang sword style. If you want me, but Shaolin be dangerous. And then it comes in.
Oh, damn, that's hard.
And when
that's hard. No, I need to hear that. I need to hear that.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Hard.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Then the Robert Plant part comes in.
When are you trying to drop that, man? I need to hear that. I need to hear that for real.
Oh man, it's coming, people. You're the first to hear about it. I've been trying to, because it's something that, for me, when I hear it, I'm like, a lot of people don't like what I like as a mashup. They think it's weird. For me, I like
that's fire. That's fire. You kidding me? No, I think at the end of the day, recognize real, and that's real good stuff. Like for real.
So that's what I'm really kind of working on right now. I got a couple of things I'm working on, but Troy's gonna stick around. Gonna get into this news booth where it's 7:27, and I tell all my guests that come on this show, we get into these news topics. Don't fake the funk, because my guests come on here, and I want to be honest with them. And we got a lot of topics to talk about. And I tell them that my people who watch this show, they know their stuff. They know what they know what we're talking about in the news. So don't fake the funk. If you come on here and I get into a topic and I say something and you say, nah, I really don't know about that. I'm gonna keep because people are gonna build their opinion of you. And
that's right.
I said, don't fake it. Because if you fake it and you look silly, I tell everybody. So everybody knows this show. I warn all my guests who come on the show, And my show is broken up into segments. And as I said, I got a couple of game trailers for you guys. And you said your girl, she's a gamer. How big of a gamer is she? Like, how big of a streamer is she?
Oh, she goes by Cash Money Marley on Facebook. She has I think she has almost 500 followers right now.
Yeah.
She streams like Modern Warfare. She streams Fortnite. She streams I'm trying to think of what else that she does. Fall Guys, all that kind of typical stuff. She streams the new Hogwarts game. Anything that's like relevant. Yeah, she's fire. She's fire for real.
Nice, nice. And it's funny too, because me and my boys were all gamers. I beta tested for Microsoft, Xbox, and stuff. We were just actually at the Call of Duty Championships in Boston.
I saw that. That's fire.
It was packed. That place was packed. That place was packed. So we're going to get into the news booth here. Getting into our first story. A Rhode Island woman got more than 6 years in prison. Why? Because she stole $250 in a charity because she claimed she was a Purple Heart veteran and she had cancer from going over to Afghanistan and fighting. Guess what? Lies. And when I say lies, I mean like these type of lies.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop fucking lying.
She was lying. She was lying. And, she's going to do 6 years in jail. And I talked to my guys about this, my legal guys. If you impersonate someone in the military, like the guy that was on my show last week that I talked about, who was acting like a Marine and sitting outside the Stop and Shop and taking money, he got a little bit less time. Remember this if you're a criminal and you're about to do this. If you act like somebody who received a Purple Heart, it is now called stolen valor, which I didn't even know about. So when you act like you're a military person, but then you act like you're a government award receiving medal, it adds more to your time. It adds more to your punishment. So I didn't even know that. So Sarah Cavanaugh, Rhode Island, you get the Scumbag Award. And again,
yo,
for real, when you steal from veterans, last week's guy, I called him a scumbag, and he only had 16 grand. This chick took 250 grand from people.
Crazy.
Because they thought she had cancer. That's insane. That's insane. Also in the news booth, pay attention, people. I tell people that, a lot of things going on in the news. It's a lot of racial stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on politically, and I tell people, pay attention. There's a lot deeper things going on. Pay attention. Finance is the world that everything runs on, and is money. And as we all know, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed last week because everybody took all their money out in one day. $4 billion was withdrawn from Silicon Bank.
Would it be?
Yep.
A billion.
And it collapsed. The bank collapsed. Well, guess what happened? Swiss bank, Credit Suisse, was about to collapse also because of this whole thing. Switzerland's biggest bank, UBS, decided to come in and take it over for the $3.2 billion that it was worth in stock. Now, if you know anything about finances and if you know anything about international money, here's the funny thing, people. You just had all these people take $4.2 billion out of a bank here in America, one of the biggest banks. And a week later, the Swiss bank, the largest Swiss bank, buys up the smallest Swiss bank, and now they're the only Swiss bank to take any foreign monies.
Yo, they're washing it.
You tell me where that $4 million that just got withdrawn is going to now.
Come on.
But people, see, you can talk to people, and people don't understand that. They don't pay attention to that type of story. They don't even think about it. They want to talk about what happened at the Grammys last week.
It's suspicious. Off the bat, it's fishy.
Yep. The timing. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, y'all don't see the timing in this?
For real.
It's about the elitists. The elitists don't care about us rich people.
Yo, it's an oligarchy now, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That's all it is. That's all it is. So another story, and this one here for Troy, because Troy does do a podcaster also. He's not just a musician. He actually oversees and they do podcasting over there at that studio. And I tell a lot of people, podcasting is great. It's a lot of work, But here's another thing that you need to worry about, people. We've had 3 in this year so far. In Washington, upstate, a podcaster and her husband were killed by a stalker who didn't agree with the things that she podcasted about. She actually had a restraining order against this stalker. She ended up injuring her back, and her husband was taking care of her. The stalker knew about her injury. The stalker knew that she was incapacitated. The stalker didn't care about the fact that he had a restraining order and broke into the home and killed her and her husband. This right here should be an eye-opener to every podcaster out there.
Or content creator.
Yeah. Podcasting is fun. Podcasting is nice. You can make money. It's lucrative. But at the end of the day, also open yourself up to people who think that if they don't agree with you, they're coming for you.
They're coming for you. For real.
So
all it takes is one IP address. That's it. You know, you ping it off at any tower and right there.
Yeah, and it's scary. And, you know, they say the Idaho killer who killed the girls, the college students, they said that he had followed the one girl that he stabbed the most. He was following her on Instagram, and he was in her inbox, but she wasn't answering him. So that makes you wonder on that one. So, again, social media, people, be freaking careful. It's scary. It's scary stuff. In the legal booth here in Boston, a man was arrested for threatening people on the MBTA with his pet rat Jerry. The guy's name wasn't Tom. I did see the video. I actually saw the video that people were posting on TikTok and sharing. And you know what? I feel bad because it's a mental health issue. I'm very strongly, I speak a lot on this show about mental health and people getting help. But the sad thing is that, you know, he threatened a lot of people on a lot of different lines. So people were on social media and they were like, oh, I seen this dude on the red line. Oh, I seen him on the green line. Oh, I seen him. And I'm like, damn, it took this long before he was arrested that, you know, and it's like, I'm more concerned about now, well, can we get this man some help? He's obviously homeless. Animal Services has the rat.
That's what I'm saying. Jerry's chilling now, I guess.
I guess so. So, and I seen the video, and the video was kind of funny, but I'm like, this dude, he had the rat in his hand, and all I could think of, and here's the funny thing for me, because John Wick opens up this weekend, John Wick 4. And every time I see homeless people now on the street or somewhere, I used to feel bad for them, but I had never seen John Wick before. And I finally sat down and watched the whole entire John Wick series. And after watching John Wick, the one thing that came out of John Wick for me is that maybe homeless people ain't homeless people.
No, they don't. You took that piece out of the whole series. The whole series. Like, not the good storyline. Not the way that it was directed. But wait, homeless people aren't really homeless. That's a fact. No,
it makes it makes me wonder. That's how I am when because I'm a huge movie buff, and I take little things like that and I bring it to real life. And I watched that. Yeah, I watched that whole John Wick, and the one thing that stuck with me was maybe homeless people aren't really homeless. Maybe that's a secret assassins guild.
For real.
You know, I see something on Facebook. They was talking about homeless people sweeping the street, and I said, you know what? I see 3 different homeless people sweeping streets in different places in Massachusetts. I said, what if that was just a code for the assassins?
What if that was a code? You think about it. Why do they have brooms out there? Why do they have brooms out there? Seriously. Man, that's messed up, bro. I can't believe that.
I love putting smiles on people's faces. Also, in the entertainment booth, rest in peace, Lance Reddick, 60 years old, on Fringe. He was in John Wick. He's in John Wick 4. John Wick 4 is going to be dedicated to him. The Wire, Destiny 2 video game. They had a ton of people this weekend showing up to the temple where he resides in the game, his character. And all of these people. Yeah, no, he was the guy. I forget what the name of the temple that he's in. But yes, he is one of the travelers. But he had the temple where everybody goes to in Destiny 2. And everybody went to that temple over the weekend. They actually was on, the server was so crazy.
That's so crazy. That's awesome.
Gamers are a different type of people. Gamers are definitely a different type of people, you know, when it comes to stuff like that. But he was in a lot much more, but 60 years old. tough to see him go. And Dad, rest in peace. Also, Andy Kaufman, Hall of Fame, announced inductee. Those who don't know who Andy Kaufman is, it's probably way earlier before you came along, Troy. Back in the day.
I don't know who that is.
So Andy Kaufman was this actor. His name was Latka on Taxi. Taxi was this big show back in the 70s. Andy Kaufman was on David Letterman one night. David Letterman was a live show. Andy Kaufman was on David Letterman, and Jerry Lawler was on, the wrestler. They got into it. Rio got into it.
On the show? Oh, damn.
Him and Andy Kaufman got into it, and strangely enough, it turned into this career. He became obsessed with professional wrestling to the point where he got hurt wrestling a woman and stuff. But Andy Kaufman, for people who don't know, Andy Kaufman is the original Logan Paul. He's the original Bad Bunny. He's the original David Arquette. All of these celebrities that you now see doing well in wrestling and stuff before celebrities even did it, before Mr. T did it. Andy Kaufman was that guy. He was the guy that celebrities was like, why is he even getting involved? He left his career of acting because he became so obsessed with wrestling. And I believe there was a movie made called The Man in the Moon based on Andy Kaufman. If you haven't seen it, you're younger. So I would say, hey man, check out The Man in the Moon. This will tell you everything about the story, about Andy Kaufman. He's a weird, eccentric actor. He was kind of a weird dude to begin with. But The Man in the Moon explains this whole thing, and I would think you would like it. And we're heading into WrestleMania. Yeah, we're heading into WrestleMania next week, so I can't wait to see it. Xbox trailers right here for you guys. Ghostwire Tokyo, I guess I just got Xbox announcement trailer. So I got two trailers for you. I got Ghostwire Tokyo, Atlas Fallen. And here's the thing, people, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, the graphics, we're now getting to this point where graphically, they're really starting to push the envelope on graphics, and they're really starting to push what these systems can do graphically with the speed and processing. And when you see this trailer for Ghostwire Tokyo trailer, you are going to be completely blown away, because I saw these graphics and I was like, God, this is crazy. So here's the trailer for Ghostwire, and then after that I'll show Atlas Fallen. So here we go for Ghostwire.
You should have kept in line. I have fought your kind before. And it only led to ruin. I am the order of this world. I am its rule. You may think you have power, but your struggle is futile. I will bury you like the rest of them.
All right, back in the booth. And man, oh man, oh man, like I said, Ghostwire Tokyo graphics. Crazy. Atlas Fallen graphics. Troy was he was like, what?
I'm sad because that looks like an Xbox exclusive, and I'm a PS5 player.
Oh.
So you got me on that one. You got me on that one.
Oh, and you know what's funny? I was talking about PS5 last week and the hypocrisy of the CEO of PlayStation trying to keep this deal from Call of Duty and Activision. And I'm like,
yeah, that's why you're just gonna open a can of worms with that for real.
Yeah,
Really
and here's the thing. The funny thing is that PlayStation has had 80% of the market for years. 80% of the market, and Microsoft has come to them and they've made a ton of great offers. And now you risk putting it in court, where court will say, "Guess what? Don't give them shit.
Don't give them nothing. You don't give them
and
nothing.
You lose Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So it's
you know how much sales alone, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game, and for him to come out and say his only problem is he wants to block the acquisition, and I'm like, bro, that's not a good reason to file this lawsuit.
Not good enough. Not good enough, at least. You know.
And here's the thing: gaming's getting so big now, and everything's in the cloud. We're already playing together. PlayStation people can play with Xbox people, computer people can. We're all playing together right now on all the big titles. We're all playing together. Crossplay is here, and crossplay ain't going nowhere. Crossplay is not going nowhere. I have a buddy, he's like, it's not going to be there. I'm like, crossplay is here. I just seen it with Call of Duty. Call of Duty has people from all over now.
Same thing with Fortnite, with PC, Xbox, even Nintendo Switch. Like it's all crossplay.
Yep, and look how fast they fixed the difference between PC and consoles. Remember, there was a time where PC people would come on a crossplay game and they would just annihilate console players because the speed was just. We're like this now.
Yeah, it's like neck and neck. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's real interesting to see and watch and follow because I've seen a lot of PC people say I like playing on PC, but man, that controller. Sometimes some people like being able to play with the controller. Yeah, but Xbox and them now, Xbox like, well, we got you. You can play on PC, but hook your Xbox controller Bluetooth. Yeah. Now you can play. You know, so it's crazy stuff. Also in the entertainment booth, Jessica Alba. Oh my God, Jessica Alba, she's so freaking hot. Jessica Alba came out and admitted that one of the reasons why she avoided sexual predators in Hollywood is because she created an armor of masculinity and swore like a trucker. So she kind of saying that she scared men away. She scared the predators away, which at the end of the day, some women would say that it's about power. These men love the power. You take that power away and act like you're stronger or maybe not interested. You take that power away and not interested in you because you can't be controlled. And that's what these predators would say. Well, I can't control her, Jessica Alba. She's got too much mouth. What was it? Dark Angel she was in, she could whoop somebody's butt when she was back then, but it's scary and it's sad for all of these women to be coming out because I feel like this next story, Amanda Bynes calling 911 on herself. She was found naked in the California streets, roaming the streets. She actually called 911 on herself because she realized all of a sudden where she was. She was naked. For those who don't know, Amanda Bynes was put into a conservatory before Britney Spears was for the same exact reason. I've always said this. A lot of reasons why a lot of these girls like Amanda Bynes and them are like this is because a lot of us don't know about the abuse that they may have went through. Amanda Bynes was going to be this big star. She was on Nickelodeon. She was going to be this big star. And then all of a sudden, mental breakdown.
That's it.
And I feel like a lot of this has to do with some of this abuse and things that they go through. She's now been placed on a 72-hour psychiatric watch. So my prayers go out to Amanda Bynes and her family, and hopefully they can get her the help she needs. And man, tough stuff. Gregory Lee family, what's going on in the chat? Christopher Gagny, what's going on? Buddy's out here. Beth, what's going on? I see you. Let's get into the sports booth. Celtics clinched the playoff spot holding the 49-23 record. They're second place in the Eastern Conference. They're gonna make that run. Celtics are gonna make that run. Bruins are gonna make that run. And then what do we have here? We have free agency in football. And I was telling people, hey, stop being a GM. Let the Patriots do what they need to do. It's coming. First day of free agency hit. Everybody's making all these crazy moves. Everybody's pissed about the Patriots. I'm like, it's only the first day. As the week of free agency goes on, they sign Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver from the Chiefs. They steal Mike Gesicki from the Dolphins, tight end. This could end up being that same Wes Welker situation when they took Wes Welker from the Dolphins and made them pay for that. They lost Damian Harris. He's gone, but they've got a lot of running backs that will work out. And if you guys saw, Jacoby Myers was butthurt a little bit because they signed Juju Smith for the same exact money that he signed for the Raiders. He was a little butthurt. He said he put up a tweet that said, "Cold world." it is what it is, Jacoby. Like someone said, when you made that lateral last year and the Raiders won that game, we figured you just wanted to be a Raider. So now you're a Raider. Now you're a Raider. Now you can really help them win. Not just that one play, Jacoby, okay?
It's savage out here. It is savage. Man.
I'm just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. March Madness. How's your bracket?
Man. I had two people today say they're not doing too good.
Nobody's doing good. Yo, that upsets this weekend when your number 1 gets knocked off by the number 16. That was like 60-70% of the brackets out there was like.
Damn.
And here's the funny thing. I'm like, man, I like to talk about conspiracies these days, right? Sometimes. And I'm like, Massachusetts just got gambling. DraftKings. And I'm
That's
like,
messed up, isn't
everybody in Massachusetts was probably popping off on March Madness with their bets. And then all of a sudden, the number 1 team gets upset by Fayetteville, like the number 16 team. I'm like, oh, y'all see? This is why.
It's a moneymaker. So this is why Max don't got gambling like that. This is why Max don't got FanDuel and all that, bro.
Now they do. This is the first month with it here in Massachusetts. So that's it. All these people were on FanDuel this weekend, betting on March Madness for the first time. Now they're gonna go home and tell their wife why they can't pay the bills this week.
Sorry.
Because your number 1 wasn't a shoo-in. Funny. Biden bombshells. We're at 7:51. We got 9 minutes left of the show. I talk about the chess game that's being played publicly in regards to this Ukraine, Russia, China situation we talked about in the first month. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. So here's the chess game now. So we talked about how they shot down weather balloons, but those weather balloons was done because it was a political statement. And I talked about how I saw this thing on Sunday where the head of NORAD came on and he kind of spanked Biden for saying, hey, you can't be just shooting stuff out the sky. NORAD, we got this. NORAD is who covers the sky. That's their business. Let us do what we're supposed to do. So Biden got kind of spanked, and that's why you haven't seen or heard about any weather balloons getting shot down anymore, because NORAD said, that's our sky. And like they said in Armageddon, it's a big-ass sky. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, like I said, China is the key to this Ukraine-Russian thing that's going on. You have NATO on one side, which America's involved with, and then you have Russia and a couple little rinky-dink countries. The problem here with Russia and Putin is that Putin had thought the Middle Eastern countries was going to back him, and they didn't. The Middle Eastern countries stuck with NATO, and they didn't back Putin. That hurt Putin. So Putin's other trump card in this whole fight is President Xi from China. And Biden and Putin have been kind of putting President Xi into this corner where, okay, you can't send weapons, but this is that. Now Putin tells Xi, because Xi says, well, I'm not giving you weapons because I can't afford to lose all that money I'm sending off to Amazon with deliveries to America for shit that people are buying. So Putin's like, well, you got to do something. Well, President Xi says, I'm going to go over and show my support, but I'm going to talk about how we can fix this. So Xi went over there. He met with Putin in Russia this weekend. He's there till Wednesday. And, they have these talks and how they can do this.
It's all infrastructure. At the end of the day, they're trying to reinvent their infrastructure. Seriously.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff going on there. So CBS did a nice little report on it. Here's the report right here. Check this out. It's about 2 minutes long. And here's the report on President Xi's visit to Russia.
Turning overseas, China's President Xi Jinping is in Moscow for a high-profile meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin that lasted more than 4 hours. But tonight, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is blasting the Chinese leader's proposal to try and end the war in Ukraine, warning the world not to be fooled. CBS's Ramy Inocencio reports from Ukraine.
China's President Xi Jinping landed in Moscow, greeted by official Russian pomp, then whisked to the Kremlin to be the first world leader to shake Putin's hand since the International Criminal Court accused Russia's leader of war crimes last Friday. Xi avoided reference to that, saying Chinese-Russian ties are important because of shared history and strategic goals. Xi is trying to position Beijing as a peacemaker in the war in Ukraine. Beijing proposed a ceasefire in a 12-point plan that's been rejected by the West. Another goal for the two leaders to act as a counterweight to U.S. influence in the war and the world.
A ceasefire now, without a durable solution, would allow President Putin to rest and refit his troops and then restart the war at a time more advantageous to Russia.
The Russian leader made a surprise visit to the Russian-occupied city of Mariupol on Saturday, driving himself and inspecting newly built facilities after his forces destroyed most of the Ukrainian city. His carefully choreographed tour interrupted at one point by a woman shouting in Russian, "It's all a lie. It's all for show." Along the front lines, there's been almost no territorial gain for Russia recently, but more loss of Ukrainian life. Putin says that they're not killing civilians, but they're shooting at us. They're killing us. People fighting to survive, just barely. Xi Jinping's visit to Moscow is set to run through Wednesday. He's then reportedly expected to speak to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky next. He has warned Beijing not to give any weapons to Russia. Nora?
Ramy Inocencio, thank you so much.
All right, that was from CBS News. That was their report on that, so I got to give them their credit. But you made a good point, Troy, about this, painting President Xi into a corner. And what you said was, I want to let you get in on that one, let you chime in.
Oh, definitely. So I feel like the kind of climate that we're in now is kind of reminiscent of what, the States was going through during the Cold War, and how, there was different perspectives and pushing propaganda in places where these leaders, they're not necessarily getting manipulated. They're kind of getting pushed to one side. And so if we push Xi to make that one decision, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for anybody, like for real.
Yeah, and you see it because, for those who don't know, Poland decided that they're going to send the fighter jets that they've been asking for to the Ukraine. That's a good thing because Russia's eyes was on America. They didn't want America sending them planes. Poland can say, okay, we can send the planes. We're going to send them because you're on our borders.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they got.
So
none.
yeah, so Poland. That was another slick chess move right there. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden and NATO and Poland all got together on that, because Poland, they're on the border. So of course,
they're gray. Yeah,
exactly. So of course they're going to be like, okay, we're sending the jets, but Russia also knows we're on the borders. You don't want to pull us in.
Nah.
Because we're a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, for real, right there.
We're a hop, skip, and a jump. Yep, and that's the chess game where Putin's gonna be like, okay, because they already had a stray missile go into Poland and kill people, but they proved it was a stray missile that got hit by an anti-aircraft. It was an anti-missile shot a missile down, and then the missile pieces landed in Poland and killed people. So it wasn't an actual strike. But yeah, this is the chess game that's going on now. The International Court has now issued an arrest for Putin for the war crimes that are being committed. For those who don't know, Putin doesn't have to actually commit the war crime if his troops are killing unarmed people, if they're committing rape, if they're killing children, if they're doing all these things. At the end of the day, Putin has to answer for that stuff. No, but here's the thing. This is what happens when you release people from your jails and put them into your military because you can't draft or get people to be in your military. No, this is the type of stuff that happens. No, you get criminals and you put them on the front lines and they're still going to be criminals.
Real talk. Your chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Yeah. And it's crazy, scary stuff. Also, we're at 7:59. Chip Roy, Republican, he endorsed Ron DeSantis for president in 2024. I tell people on the show, people talk about Democrats and Republicans. I'm like, it's not about Republicans and Democrats, people. This whole thing's about the GOP and the Republican Party. They're fighting for their life. You have three people about to run in this GOP. Trump, if he doesn't get arrested, Pence, and DeSantis. Your party is already split 3 ways, and you haven't even announced who's going to support your party.
Really?
Trump got 70% of that Republican vote in this last election. These two guys, they have to be like, okay, we got to pull those away from him because we need to have a good nominee this time. They're not going to want to force it down. They're not going to want him to force it down the throat. The good thing is Trump is to be arrested. He was supposed to turn himself in today. They're actually, he got indicted for this Stormy Daniels stuff and the money and the laundering of trying to keep her quiet over the sex stuff. New York is actually bracing. Manhattan District Court has barriers and everything up. So if he turns himself in, people don't go crazy. Now, there was a small group of Trump supporters, but the group of people that was at the court today hanging out with their flags and all that stuff, it was so small that it's kind of a disgrace to what he had for a following just a year ago. It's insane how much that following has fell off. And a lot of it has to do with the way he's presenting himself now. The way he's bad-mouthing DeSantis, the way he's bad-mouthing Pence. Start to do these things. People who followed you but supported those people too, they pull away from you. DeSantis supporters are now going with DeSantis. As crazy as DeSantis is and the things he's doing, he's pulling supporters away from Trump. Pence is the same way. Pence has some common sense. He speaks about things, and then he's pulling his people away to come and try to support him for 2024. So it's a dangerous game. You need to watch this and see what's going to happen. The Democrats have yet to announce who their front runner is going to be. I can tell you right now, I've said this before and I said it again. It's not going to be Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I'll be real surprised if they put Biden in here.
Yeah, no, if he does it, I don't know what I'll do.
and he's too old. I think we need some young blood. I had felt like Stacey Abrams would have been a good pick for the Democrats, but there's a lot of stuff going on in Georgia. Her name's been real quiet. My second dark horse for the Democrats right now would be Hakeem Jeffries out of New York. He spoke at the State of the Union address, and it reminded me almost of when Obama spoke at the Democratic Convention here in Boston. Knows his stuff. He's a fair guy, and I feel like Hakeem Jeffries could be that surprise nomination for the Democrats. Happen. But until then, we got to go. Christopher Xavier says, let's go, Xavier. Chris Gagny talking about Xavier, Gonzaga, all these schools, man, that are going to get big recruiting now because they made it up. You know, it's craziness. So, and that's it, people. Check out the people who have supported this show. They've got their hats and their beanies on there. Let me just show you guys. Thank you, guys. Also, all the shows I produce, Oscar Mike Radio, Thursday nights, Drafting the Circuits, tomorrow night, Talk Back with Gloria Shea, Happy Hour with Lido. Natty C Sports for You and Me is coming up at 9 o'clock tonight. Also, Denisha Montgomery Smith rally takes place Saturday, April 8th in North Carolina. If you guys don't know this story of Denisha Montgomery Smith, she was a military police officer. She was abused and beat up. She reported it to her bosses in the military. They didn't do anything about it. She was going to leave the military, packed her bags, sent pictures of her bags packed, and told her family she's leaving and she's going to be coming home. Guess what, people? didn't come home. And then the family got a call on a Monday or a Tuesday, and they said, your daughter committed suicide. She hung herself. And her family was like, no, she didn't.
She was found in the woods. How does that make sense?
So
how does that make sense?
Yeah, it's craziness. So we've been actually covering it. Oscar Mike Radio, Travis Partington has been doing a good job. Travis has actually been interviewing people from her family. He's been interviewing people in the military who are now speaking out. But Travis just hit me up, and he may have Denisha's mother on the show. So it's gonna be crazy stuff. And also Booty Vortex will be performing at the 14th Annual Food Drive, Sons of Italy in Quincy, Mass. If you bring a can of food, we need to do that. We need to keep doing these food drives and stuff at the locations we're at too. So also Boom Squad Radio, Friday nights, open mic, BFW 46 Bedford Street, Fall River. I was talking to this artist, 11K last night, 11K. This is the event I was talking about. Troy is right here with the studio. I believe he reached out to you. Also, Kimberly Ann, Empowerment Photography, Deanna Marie right there, and Phenom Radio, 1000 Network. Check this out. They support independent artists, and they're holding it down. It's great stuff. And again, my guest, TroyCityTroy, once again, let them know about your social media, man. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on TroyCityTroy. That's all together, TROY, City, TROY. All platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm all on that stuff. TroyCityMusicStudio.com, Cash Money Marley Games. And thanks a lot, Sinister One. This has been the Booth, man. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. And I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. We are at 8:05. We're a little bit over, but we got to give people their knowledge and let them know. I'm actually going to be wrapping this up, and I think I'm going to get on a little bit of Xbox tonight. Got my Gears of War hat. The reason why I got my Gears of War hat on, it's because it's the 10-year anniversary of one of the Gears of War games. I want to say it's 4 or
Gears of War 3 is fire. I love Gears of War.
Yeah. Gears of War changed the game. I remember when Gears of War first came out, and I saw the demo of it in Best Buy, because that was one of the platform launches for the Xbox X. And Gears of War did it for me. Insane. And that's one of them games I know PlayStation people were mad as hell.
Big time.
Mad as hell when that came out. Let me get your Xbox for a day.
Oh, come on.
Let me hold your Xbox. Oh man. So hey, next week I got a big show. On the 28th, I got Mitzi Carano, I believe, is going to be on the show. But that's also my... Oh, no. Next week is Money Mav. Money Mav is going to be on my show next week.
Wow, blessings.
DJ for the Red Sox. But it's also going to be my WrestleMania show, because next week is leading into WrestleMania. Man, oh man. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair tore it up on SmackDown Friday night. They really sold their match. I can't wait. But SpongeBob, if you can, do me a favor, take us home.
See you next Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to The Booth on Hoobazoo and HatcherRadio.com. Please follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Booth is a Sinister One production hosted by Sinister One.
I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down in here. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine, but your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, which was easy. If only I made it, bitch, don't repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, and y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit, I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
WHOOBAZOO, that's HoobaZoo.com.
Enter website.